Alright, what's up running nerds and nerdy runners? Today I'm talking Vaporflies. I ran 2 marathons last year, the first one in the springtime, which I sported the first generation of Nike Vaporfly Next Percents, the OG version. And the second race in the fall, I rocked the second gen, the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2. So I'm going to talk about the differences and the similarities between each one and which one I prefer. And at the end, we're going to open up this box, which contains the racing shoe that I'm going to wear for Boston here in just a couple months. So check it out. Alright, so the first generation Nike Vaporfly Next Percents is kind of the shoe that took the running world by storm a few years ago with all this technology, the carbon fiber plate, everything that all the runners were talking about to make people faster and a more efficient runner. So I just had to have myself a pair. I didn't get to them until during the pandemic, but better late than never, am I right? So I actually bought these around the summer, I think, of 2020, and they sat on the shelf until the Carmel Marathon in April of 2021. I didn't break them out until then. I take that back. I wore them once to kind of break them in, make sure that they fit my feet well, make sure that I liked them, and then we rocked them for the Carmel Marathon last April. And I'll tell you what, like from the moment I ran and I really put some paces in them the first time, they were worth all the hype. So the Zoom X foam in the midsole is just super cushiony, and it just feels so soft. Like it feels really good when your foot just lands on it, and the responsiveness of the foam itself mixed with the carbon fiber plate, it's just unlike any other feeling that you'll get in any running shoe ever. So this is just a really excellent shoe. The upper was my big complaint about it. So it's got this vapor weave upper, which is supposed to be water resilient and sweat wicking and all that fun stuff, but it was really tight. It doesn't have a lot of give to it, and for me, as a runner with the bit of a wider foot, it didn't, the lack of give and the lack of stretch just really kind of confined my foot to it. So comfort wise, it just didn't have it there for me. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough for me to turn against it. When I tied it up, when I laced it up and locked it down to my foot, it was fine. Like I knew, because of how snug it was, that it wasn't gonna go anywhere. And then this padding in the heel right here doesn't do anything to cause any slippage or anything, at least for me. So it fit me fine, just a little snug up around the foot. So like I said, I ran the Carmel Marathon in this shoe, and I ran 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 5 seconds, and that was the time that I submitted to the Boston Athletic Association to get accepted into the Boston Marathon for this year. What am I using it for now? So I am still rocking this shoe from time to time. I've ran in it. I ran a 10K after the Carmel Marathon in this. I did a 5K in this shoe also later on in the year, and now I continue to use it for some random speed workouts here and there, just to kind of for me, I like running in this shoe in the up tempo, in the faster tempos, so I can really just feel that turnover and kind of feel the carbon fiber plate in my foot too. I was coming off of an injury right before the Monumental Marathon, and about a week prior I had a good tempo workout that I needed, that was really going to test me and see if I was ready for the Monumental Marathon. So I wore this shoe for that, and it was fantastic. I felt great, my legs felt great. It worked as a really good confidence booster for me, and I knew going into the Monumental Marathon that I was in good shape after running that workout in this shoe. So not even sure how many miles I have on it. I think I'm up over 100 now. So yeah, I am up over 100 miles in the OGs. The one, I got 118 miles in them right now through various track workouts and of course all the races that I've ran. So still putting miles on them, still loving them. I could probably get at least 200 on them. It is starting to show a lot of wear here on the bottom, but I will probably take these to at least 200 for some workouts, and then we'll see from there. Okay, so next up is the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2, the next gen of the Vaporfly lineup. And I got these because the reason I got these was because of the change that they made in the upper. So like I said, the upper with the first one, that Vapor Weave upper was just very tight and confining and didn't have a lot of give to it. So when they came out with the next gen, they had this engineered mesh upper that just stretched a little bit more. So I had a feeling that with my wider foot, this was really going to be a lot more comfortable. Now, the thing that I was worried about was, along with the comfort, was how is it going to fit and lock down to my foot. The midsole and the carbon fiber plate did not change at all. Like, it's the same from the next gen to the OGs. So the upper was all that was different. It did add a little bit of weight to it, but not much. I mean, when it comes to fractions of an ounce, I don't think we're really worried about it too much. If it was multiple ounces, then I would be a little concerned. But like I said, fractions of an ounce is not a big deal. So this new engineered mesh upper, for me, just was a lot more forgiving on my wider foot. I felt a lot better with it on. The shoelaces themselves, they've got these kind of ridges to them, and that was a little harder to tie, but I feel like maybe it was a good thing in the end. So once you kind of get the feel of tying them and locking them down, it's not too bad. I mean, you just really got to finagle with tying them and knotting them and all that stuff. So, but otherwise, I think they stay tied a lot better. Now that being said, I never had any issues with the OG version not staying tied. I'm just saying, like, that was probably the reason behind having all these ridges there. So the second generation, again, virtually the same shoe on the bottom. The engineered mesh upper, which is a lot more forgiving for my wider foot, was amazing. I did not run as fast at the Monumental as I did at Carmel, but I don't feel like that had anything to do with the next gen versus the OG. I think that was more due to my fitness, and like I said, I was coming off of an injury, so I just was not in the same shape that I was in Carmel, and that's no fault of the shoe. So if I had to buy, if I was going to buy a Vaporfly Next Percent today, then I would buy the second generation. I would buy the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2s instead of the 1s, because like I said, this Vapor Weave upper is a lot more comfortable, a lot more forgiving on your foot. It's going to stretch a little bit more. It's just a lot easier to fit and form to your foot, and you get the same performance out of the midsole. Okay, so next up is the unboxing of my shoes for Boston, and I'm doing a little POV camera version of that too, so I can try to get some different views. But so spoiler alert, this is another Nike shoe, so you can probably guess where I'm going with this one, but that's cool. We're gonna unbox it and kind of see what's in here. I'll show you guys what I got, why I chose this shoe for Boston, and where we're gonna go from there. All right. So let's see what we've got. I have not. This has been sitting on my desk for about a week now. I just haven't wanted to open it yet. So like I said, Nike shoe, right. Here we go, and there it is. That's the bag. Ooh, man, I love this drawstring bag. That is sweet. But bam. There they are. First time I've laid my eyes on them personally. The Alphafly Next Percent. So Kind of torn. A lot of people are kind of torn between this one and the the Vaporfly Next Percent on performance. I know even Kipchoge chose the Vaporflies over the Alpha Flies for his last few races for the Olympics and whatnot, but I'm gonna go with the Alpha Flies because I want to kind of give them a go. You know, I really wanted to give them a go, and I really am hoping to PR in Boston, and I'm hoping that the Alpha Flies give me that opportunity. The Atom knit upper here, it's very similar. It's kind of a cross between the Vapor Weave and the engineered mesh of the Vaporfly, both versions of the Vaporfly, but we will see. And then this AirPod, that's the one thing that I'm really kind of worried about, but that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing with these that I did with the Vaporflies. I'm going to take them out for a little test run before I take them to Boston. If anything goes wrong, then I'll probably revert back to the Next Percent 2s because I've only got one full race. Actually, I take that back. I've got a half marathon and a full marathon in those. But, you know, I'm sure that I could get another marathon out of those and still get the full benefit of the carbon fiber plate and the ZoomX foam out of it. But hopefully the Alpha Flies work out really well. And so I've been waiting on the Alpha Flies for a while, waiting for a colorway that I really liked, and I haven't seen one since the original Kipchoge design, the white with the red and the green. I really liked that one, but not many others since then. So they came out with this Ecodin version, and I really liked it. So I wanted to go with that kind of fiery orange. I didn't really have a whole lot of stuff to go fiery orange with, but it's not something that I do very often, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. So you saw in the other videos with the OG Vaporflies, I kind of matched it up with my Joker Funko Pops over there on the shelf, and then my second gen Vaporflies were matched up with all my Superman stuff, but I don't really have anything to go with this orange and black. I am if I had to pick another villain that I really liked outside of the Joker, it probably would be Deathstroke. So these would probably look really cool with a Deathstroke inspired running uniform or kit. So I don't know. I might see what I can find before Boston, but I'm looking forward to running in these. I will do another video after I do, telling you what I think of these and their comparison to the Vaporfly 1 and 2s. So stay tuned for that. So, but anyway, until then, deuces.